What's up? Bit of a different one today. I did fuck all. I gave myself the day to relax. Um, I just chilled today. I played Rocket League, which is a video game that I have an addiction to, and I have had to delete it several times so that I don't touch it. But today, because I allowed myself not to do anything, I decided to play a little bit. By a little bit, I mean like 3 hours. I'm recovering. My legs are jello. My body's exhausted. I've been very active, which I'm really happy about. I didn't miss a day working out this week, which was awesome. That was something I was really excited to try and do this month, so it's cool to check that off the list. Obviously, going to keep trying and keep this momentum going. And I did 3 two-a-days. Well, I did 2 two-a-days. One of them was one workout, one yoga. So lots of time working out this week, which was great. So, if you're going to take a break, if you're going to feel like you're going to waste time, there's no better break than the gym. Yeah, but my body is exhausted. My quads are tingling. I am falling asleep half the time at the desk. It's funny because my body is giving me all the signs, telling me take a break, relax today. Don't do anything too strenuous. Just let yourself recover and get started tomorrow again. But my mind is firing in the complete opposite way. And it's constantly telling me pick up the camera. It's telling me, well, you have videos to finish, you have tapes to do, you can be running these in the background. Even if you want to relax, at least put a tape in, at least let it record. Organize some files, you're leaving time on the table. Don't waste time. Don't let time go. I don't disagree, but I know breaks are healthy, and I know they're good for you, and I know they're needed when you know they're needed. But I cannot take a break without there being some sort of guilt involved. And I don't know if that's because I feel like I'm taking it easy throughout the week and I don't deserve a break. I don't know if that's because I feel like because I guess I'm behind and I'm not really doing any new work. I'm just doing work that I'm catching up on. And that alarm is ringing in my head. I don't know if it's because I also know that the skill sets that I need to develop and that I want to develop to be good at what I do, to create the things I know I want to make, even 10 years in the future from now, requires the discipline to work on the days I don't want to. And it requires learning 5 different skill sets to be good at this one thing of storytelling. Um, you know, Even if I'm generalizing what I am trying to learn every week and get my hands on every week, I can break it down to maybe like 4 or 5 different disciplines that I'm trying to hit each week. That I know, because I only have so much time to do each one, it's so valuable that I use it. I think that could maybe be another reason. It's not just the video editing, it's also the music production, it's also the visual arts, it's also the linguistics, trying to learn Italian, it's also visual effects in 3D, which is something I haven't even touched yet because I'm just trying to give myself time to do these other ones for now until I start new projects, and then that's when I think I do 3D. But like even that, I'm not thinking about when I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it when it makes sense. But it's because my days can get segmented, or my week can get segmented into these sections. Okay, now is time for the music. Okay, now it's time to bunker down and get this video done. Okay, now I'm gonna do a little bit of tapes. Okay, now I need to learn Italian and practice Italian. Okay, now I need to try drawing and finishing that drawing that I was working on. Okay, now I gotta go back to the video. Okay, now I gotta rerun these tapes and look and review these tapes. Okay, now I gotta do music. And I think the week being segmented like that, I know, I know what everyone would say is drop every single one and choose one. The thing that would probably bring me the most stability in my life. I know that's the thing that would give me the opportunity to make the most income is if I just specialized, do one thing and do it really well. But that's not what I'm asking myself of because that's not what I know I'll need in the future. At the end of the day, if I want to be as good as I see myself being, if I want to be as ambitious as I know I want to be with future work, I know these are the things I'm going to need. There's a want to do it as well. There's a desire to be good at these things that I've always had, that I've always wanted. But these are all things that benefit me and the core of what I want to be good at, which is storytelling. The music production feeds into the sound design, which helps the editing. The visual arts helps the color, which also helps the storytelling and opens so many avenues and so much of the vision and so many of the stories that I can actually tell. Not everything needs to have people in it. The 3D work, very much the same, expanding the quality and the production value of my personal work. And linguistics, being able to deliver stories in another language, being able to tell stories, being able to tell the stories of my background, and dive into more Italian narratives. But it's just so far from any of that it's hard to let myself relax. I mean, when's it gonna happen if you don't sit yourself down and just do it, right? Breaks are awesome. Breaks feel great sometimes, but to be amazing at what you do, that doesn't wait for you. To be truly great at what you do, it's an obsession and it's this drive to work and to push. You might want to take a break, but you just gotta do it because it's greater than you. And I know, sometimes the most beneficial thing you can do is to take a break. I know. I just have a really hard time accepting that I can afford or allow myself to relax. Especially because I know I wanted to not take a break this year. At least not one of my own on my own time. What I'm trying to say. At the beginning of the year, I promised myself full commitment. Is this part of that commitment? Is doing what can arguably be the healthier thing to take a break. Can that be a part of the commitment? Are days like these a part of the deal I made myself at the beginning of the year? It's also hard because yesterday was a big day for me, personally, because it was a day where I showed up when I knew I wouldn't have in the past. It was a day where I showed up on a day I knew heading into it that I didn't want to. And that was big, even if it was lackluster in the grand scheme of things when you compare it to days in the week earlier. But, we showed up but I did show up and I did push myself. A day like that is really valuable for anyone because that's a big shift in momentum from repeating the same habit and getting frustrated and making the same mistakes and finally making the change that you need to see in yourself to get to where you want to be. And did I shoot myself in the foot taking a break today and stopping that momentum, or did I make the smart decision to say, you know what, relax? It doesn't help that today we really let ourselves, like my brother put it in a good way, rot. We really let ourselves rot today. I really didn't. Like, I went to the gym, I played games, I ate a whole bag of french fries. I finished a bag of chips and had a slice of cake. Now, that's a bad day. But it's also kind of okay, I think, is the way I want to put it. It's okay. We've been doing great. And I'm not disappointed in myself for eating like shit today, though it was not necessary. I could have left it at the fries, or I could have left it at the cake. I could have left it at the bag of chips. All three of them, that was a bit overkill. That was a very overkill and very unnecessary. But even despite it not being what you'd call a productive break day, I didn't feel like I was asleep. It didn't feel the same as every other time I've taken a break. It felt a lot more active, a lot more awake than I usually feel on a day like this, where I really drown myself in a lot of bad habits and just basically have a whole relapse. I guess the difference is, I mean, it doesn't sound like it from hearing how I ate and what I did, but today didn't feel like a relapse, which is great. And I think most other times a day like this comes along and it feels like a relapse. And it is a relapse. I think it's because we went to the gym. We did yesterday's video. I took care of some things regarding tapes. And I found some time to fit in an apple and a couple of other fruits. Even something like this. I could have easily went to bed and just said, fuck it, I'm not doing it today. But just picking up the camera, taking that initiative. There are still good things in the day, and I think it feels very good. There's a lot of hope for me and my future and things I'm hoping I achieve, because I can see there being a lot of change. And man, is it a lot slower than I'd like it to be? Yeah, absolutely. Am I as committed as I maybe would have thought? It's hard to say, because through it all, because through the fuck ups and through the mishaps and hiccups, there's still a fight, and there's still a desire and a fire to make a difference. And that's not what I've had before. Usually it's, oh man, I fucked up. I have to restart. I have to redo it all over again. I have to start fresh. So let me dig myself deeper in this hole so I do it all over again. I am a lot more understanding that despite my commitment, whether I'm 100% committed, 50% committed, whatever it may be, I'm not going to be successful every day. And I'm not going to be a superstar. I'm not going to feel like I'm rising every single day of every single week. And I'm not going to get to where I want to be every day. I'm not going to get my to-do list done. Not every day. But I'm going to try. And I'm going to understand that if shit goes wrong, it's okay. You do what you can. You fight to get the day back. And ultimately, you just continue to be better tomorrow. So, I ask myself, is today a fuck up? Or is today the right decision? I'm not sure the answer lies in what I have done today. I think the answer lies in what I will choose to do now, in hopes that I will set myself up for tomorrow. Maybe I put my head down and I go to sleep, get rest that I need and I know I need. And I wake up early tomorrow. I get my day started early tomorrow. And I take off again. And I think at that point you'll know if today was a mistake or if it was a blessing.